Welcome to the Just Bake Podcast. This is the podcast where we
do things and say stuff just for you.
Man, we're out here. If you're watching us on video, you can also listen to us on Spotify because we out there.
Out there, in here, swimwear.
We're trying to be everywhere that we can be. You see the river behind us. It might get dark because it's getting dark right now. We started.
It's only because I'm here. It's fine. Well, these is jokes. We're friends. We get it.
8:48 at night on the start time. But, you know, adults, we do this when we can. Man, I've been all over this week. I've been to 2 different concerts, both of the Asian Persuasion.
Okay.
Me and my lady. My lady's favorite K-pop group is EXO, and Baekhyun played in New Jersey. So we went out there. It was 4,000 degrees.
How was that Jersey funk? Because every time you ride through Jersey, it's a certain stench that lingers. I don't know what it is. I don't.
Well, luckily, windows were up, AC was on. Because
it didn't creep in through the vents?
As the aforementioned 8,000 degrees outside. Whew. We got there, man, so lucky that it was an indoor show because we got there, it was straight up, it was 104
104
outside.
Yeah.
My lady made bracelets for the fans and stuff like that.
Dope.
And, bro, it was like, so lucky we got rid of them in 10 minutes because I'm like, babe, I'm going to die, you know? So
give them out. Hey, here's 2. You got other friends over there? Take 3 to them.
Exactly. So, you know, passed out all that stuff. It was a good time. We had floor seats, but we hit the unfortunate. We had floor seats, but not close enough, so we would have been better sitting up top.
Nice.
But homie was dope, man. It was nice to
How long do you rock for?
probably 2 hours and change, something like that.
The boys got a catalog.
Yeah. Well, what the nice thing was, like, I like him, right? But it was great to watch her watch him.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
No cuck. But it was
no cuck. You got to say that.
He's, you know, like I said, from her favorite group. So to be able to watch her watch him was like
the fandom excitement was real. It was like, yo, this is that G. Like, babe, I'm not as excited as you, but I'm excited for you.
Exactly.
That's dope.
He did. My favorite song by him is Pineapple Slice. He did that shit. I was happy. You know what I mean? So
it was a win-win for everybody.
Exactly. Because there's a lot of his stuff I don't know. Like, we've reacted to some of his stuff. So that was dope. Got out of there, got back. But it was also one of those, like, man, what the drive was supposed to be versus what the drive turned into. I'm not a huge fan of going. So much longer.
So much
longer. I mean? Like, because we're gonna go to Philly, me, you, and her. We're going to Philly in July. Bro, we are leaving at noon. I'm telling you right now, we are leaving at fucking noon.
You know what I mean? Maybe make a stop down at Kutztown. You know what I mean?
I can't do.
I don't know if that's out the way. That's probably out the way.
Because it's those things where, like, all right, the show is at fucking 8:00. We'll leave at 4, and then really we're like 7:15. We got here. Like it's just
a rush. It's a bum. If you get there super early, then go get something to eat, man. Go get steak and cheese or something.
Exactly.
You're in Philly.
I'd rather arrive early and get something.
Right.
So we did that. That was a great time. Friday, we did Baby Metal at the Mohegan Sun at the arena. That shit was dope. But I've said it before and I've said it again, and maybe this is part where people can relate depending on your age. Bro, I'm not trying to see no openers ever.
Spoiled with it. It's like, I came to see what I want to see. You know what I mean? You're going to give me 3 hours. Give me 3 hours the person I came to see.
We were on the floor for that, but it was standing room because, like I said, for Baekhyun, it was floor, but it was seats.
Okay.
For Baby Metal was on the floor, but standing room. And like I said, man, I'm really spoiled with K-pop because you go to a K-pop show, usually no openers, bow, you see the group. This had 2 openers. So, like, we got to the casino and walked around because it was like show starts at 7, there's 2 openers. So we're like, all right, we're not even walking in until 8:00.
Right.
So we did that. We caught the tail end of Black Veil Bride. They were cool, not amazing, but
you've seen them before?
No. I'm sure they're, amazing to their fan base. It's just not,
It's not what you came for.
Yeah, it's not what you came for. But it was cool because took my girl, her son came with us as well. And
nice.
Like, I've played my girlfriend the music before, and she was like iffy on it. But Baby Metal is one of those groups, like, you see them live and you're like, got it.
You're right. It's a different experience.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing.
Especially if you're not into like the heavier kind of metal. Like, I don't know, it's just. But then you see, you can appreciate it live, especially live. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay, there's something here.
Because that's the thing is, my girl, she's really into heavy stuff. She's into Metallica, Korn, System of a Down, all those groups. She was almost not even into the just the other part of it, the kitschy part of it, the cute part of it.
Okay.
You know.
Yep.
But then
Like
she
too
saw it
cutesy.
live and was like, "Oh, this is
Right.
You get to see the talent, just like when we've seen K-pop shows. You get to see the talent where you're like, "Oh, that's yep." You practice 12 hours a day. You put in your 10,000
There it
hours.
is.
You got your craft.
It's there. It's there. It's in the pudding. You know
Yep.
what I mean? And Bill Cosby likes pudding. I don't know why I said that.
But yeah, man, it was really dope to see them, and then added them up. That was my 5th time seeing them.
Nice.
Second time in Connecticut. I'd say it was probably the second best time I've ever seen them. The first, in New York at Terminal 5, that was like the craziest show I've seen them do. But it was nice. It was nice to have one of those experiences of, just like we do on the podcast, of like, and we do on the reaction channel of like, yo, check this out. You know what I mean? And I got to do it with my girl of like, check this out. And it wasn't, man, everyone's been through it where you try to show your girl something and they got,
Doesn't work for me.
But
it's like, it was funny. You ain't find that? You ain't find it funny like I did? There's always a lot of those.
Yeah.
Or then it's the vice versa where she's like hysterical laughing, showing me like,
I don't get it.
because I know for a fact for my lady, it's just like, I know, she's a big animal lover. It's like hysterically laughing. It's probably a cat video.
Yep.
And like, I find them funny, but I don't lose it as much as she does over them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
It's kind of like, oh my God. He ran into the, like, no, it's funny, baby, but I'm not gonna lose my shit in the same manner.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all,
I'm
you know
not
what
a
I mean?
cat guy. It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I love my cats. I got 3 of them things. So, but the cat video, she could sit there for hours. So, I said, listen, if your mind goes before mine, I will make sure that in the nursing home they
Press play.
Just cat repeat videos.
Yep.
Just let her roll, let her go. She'll be happy. Okay.
I love it. But yeah, man, it's a little personal update.
Yeah.
And then I know later in the summer, like I said, we're going to see The Warning in August.
Put your thumbs up.
Speaking of the same thing, of the same complaint that I have for everything, me and my lady, we're going to see Korn and System of a Down, and there's like fucking 3 other openers, and I'm like, babe, if you choose to go inside, go ahead. You text me when it's cool to come in, and I'll do that. Like, you text me as soon as Chop Suey
Right, and they
comes
want
on
to
and
fill
I'll
out the show too. They old school, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of course, like, hey, I mean, we did old school, so maybe that young energy ain't there to give the whole shebang no more. It's like, get a couple of young ones in there,
Right.
give a shot to somebody else. Hey, people find new bands they might like from that. But like you
Exactly.
said, you're not in that flow. It's like I came for.
Listen,
No
when I was
disrespect to
younger,
anybody.
I was there waiting for doors to open, watch every group. I'm not younger.
I tell you, man, fun when I went to the Pepsi. It was a Pepsi tour for Diddy, right? Puff Daddy. At the time, it was Puff Daddy. So it was a Pepsi tour, and this was right after Biggie died. And was an opener, and it was like kind of big but not big, but the Horse and Carriage, Cameron.
Yep.
And they didn't even have the whole stage. They had the curtain up. It was just him
Oh,
and
yeah,
Jim
yeah.
Jones on
Opener,
the stage.
opener.
Right, so it was kind of like a really early part. Cam was kind of around, don't get me wrong, you know what I mean? But he wasn't that super big. But that Horse and Carriage song was really kind of clicking.
Mm-hmm.
But he had his moment, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I fell in love because I was a Cameron fan anyways, and I'm looking around like, y'all don't all know this? Nobody, okay, that's cool. But this sex
killer.
drugs, you know what I mean? Sex, drugs,
Entertainment.
No, y'all don't STE, no, okay. Confessions of Fire, that was my shit. Yeah, I went for noodles when I raped that poop. No, okay. It was a thing. But I was a fan, man. But like I said, some people want to give it a shot, then some just like, hey, that's cool. People are gonna fuck with you, but just not me, and it's no disrespect.
Yeah, no, but like I said, I definitely went through I've been to a million concerts, and I've been early, but now I'm definitely on that, like, I don't want to go to a 4-hour show.
Right.
I just, I'm not there for it, And because it was funny, because when I was younger, I remember going to shows at Toad's place and like someone getting there at 10 o'clock, and I'm like, dude, you missed so much. And now it's not.
You become the guy like, it's fine.
Yeah. It's like,
The guy that told you it's fine, you're him now. It's fine. Don't worry. It's fine. I've seen it. It's done.
I'm okay with
Right.
missing so much.
You know what I mean?
It's not a big deal. But yeah, man, I'm gonna get into some wild stuff because I like looking up the relationship advices. I like looking up, ask for male advice because we can't give no female advice, dog.
That's not I checked. I know my gender, cuz. I know what
But
I do.
check this out. So this one is from a female that wrote in. I, 32 female, trimmed my pubic hair to surprise my husband, 33, and he thinks it's for someone else. There's nothing like the reveal to just
Baby,
That's not what I want.
Do that for.
I used to shave, but shaving caused me major discomfort. No matter what I did, I had razor burn and ingrown hairs, so I stopped shaving. I started trimming a few years back after a really bad case after shaving. I try to keep it tidy, but sometimes it grows out and I don't have the energy to tidy up the hair, so lately I trim. Plan to keep up with it, other things get in the way and it grows out, then I trim. I feel listen, I'm bald, but I will grow a horseshoe and then shave it down. You know what I mean? True. But it gets to a point where I'm like, if I took off my hat right now, people would be uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get in a... Yeah, like you don't want to disrobe sometimes in a grocery store and be like, oh, they're going to think I'm going to rob this. Okay.
So I feel bad. Give him $1. He's homeless.
So this lady says, I try to keep up with it. It grows out, then I trim. I had a full bush for a bit, and my husband worked late. I decided I would trim it as a surprise next time we were together because by the time he got home, I'd be asleep. The time came, and I took off my clothes, and he was shocked that I trimmed. He asked who it was for. I told him it was for him. He didn't believe me that it was for him. He assumed it was for someone else. I don't know what to do to let him know that it was for him. I haven't been consistent lately because of my job and stuff at home, but I just wanted to surprise him. How can I get him to know that I did it for him and nobody else?
You did it already.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, why would his first instinct be like, who'd you do that for?
That's
nigga, I'm showing you.
Yeah, well, that's the entire missing part to this. Right. Is like, well, why does he feel like that?
Right.
I'm not telling you that you've done something wrong to make him feel like that.
There's some missing pieces to that puzzle.
Yeah,
there's a corner piece somewhere under the table.
Exactly. Just that has to be the question of like, so is this the first time that he's ever said something to you in this nature? Has he, just everything has been amazing your entire life, and then right now you shaved your vagina, he just goes, it's not for me.
Right. Is there a missing context of like, hey, he asked me to stop doing it. You know what I'm saying? And then you did it. It's like, well, why'd you do that?
Yeah.
I don't really like it, so that's not for me. You know what I mean? Perhaps that was a situation. But there's something there missing.
Something's going on with what's your guys' relationship like? What's your life like? What's everything else like in this situation? Like? What's your life like?
Yeah, I mean.
Because when my girl goes down to, full skin, it's, hey, this is great. I'm going to dive in. There's certainly not a like, why'd you do that?
What'd you do that for? Who is that?
Yeah.
You did it for me. And if you're showing him and you're doing it for him and he's like, I mean, it just sounds like he wanted to argue at that point. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like that if you're just if the story is just what it is and you're not missing pieces from what we're reading, then it's just like, all right, well, there's something else going on with him, with you. You know what I'm saying?
There's the unfortunate, like, he's either insecure, he's projecting.
Right.
There's who knows what's going on.
Deflecting. You know what I mean? All that. You know
reflecting
what I mean?
and deflecting.
You know what I mean? With the INGs. There's an ING there.
I like this person's comment right here. This first comment says, does he often jump to the worst possible conclusion in regards to your actions
the guy you're with?
And then not believe you when you explain? This is not the type of reaction you'd expect from a healthy, trusting relationship.
Bars. That's a bar.
Yeah, this is that, like, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to answer too much because this is just one of those couple of things. Is like, so have you cheated before? And this is not accusations; these are questions. Have you cheated before? And now he's like,
why
man,
he's acting like that. Right.
This is this. Have you not cheated before? And this is just some weird out of the blue stuff where he's one of those passive aggressive projecting things where he's just, why is he bugging?
Right. And I almost feel like you're not telling us there was an argument about this topic, and you didn't talk about that. There was an argument that happened previously, and you're not really kind of, chiming in on that one.
There has to be some sort of
conversation,
or
some sort of disagreement on it, or something, or just maybe not an argument, but a strong feeling of, babe, just keep it natural. I like it that way.
Because
maybe he likes it natural.
Exactly. What's missing from this is the context of like, okay, he said that, and then you said,
right?
I know.
Like, what was your response when he said that? How could you think that?
Exactly. Your response was, yeah exactly. Like we need a.
That sounds like there's something else happening. She might have messed up before.
Or he,
possibly,
you know,
or he's
it's
just
either way.
neurotic like that.
She might have messed up. He might have also, you know,
Right.
messed up, and now he
Or
feels
is
very
messing up.
because but it's always tough to tell because sometimes there's that, like, when somebody gives you such a wild response and reaction,
Right.
you're just like, what the fuck?
Just
Where
do
it's either like certain people can be doing something, or just certain people can be like, they don't feel like they're good enough. They're nervous. They almost self-sabotage everything.
Right. Yep.
So you
Talking
Do you-
about the race. Like, what are you?
do you ever win something and then just be like, oh my God, I feel like I don't deserve this. This is
Right.
amazing. You know what I mean? Almost
Oh,
that
this
like,
machine's got to be rigged, right? I don't know. This doesn't happen.
like this steak was cooked perfect.
Right,
What
right.
happened?
What is going on?
You almost like you can't believe your luck. So that is where a lot of people do self-sabotage in
Right.
that situation
Could've.
but then too, just what's going on? You know, like we need more information here of like, yo, tell me really what's going on here with, tell me why. And I know you can't tell me because it's him, but like,
Right.
you got to tell me why he's given that reaction. Why would he think that is for someone
Right.
else? And I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong, but that's like
Now, did she say earlier on when she was doing it, he enjoyed it? I'm sorry, did I miss that part when she first said it? Maybe she did. I don't know. Of like, I used to do it before, but then she said it was like it started causing problems, so she stopped. Right.
She said that she used to do it, but it caused her major discomfort.
Right. So the part she didn't say was like when she used to do it before, did he like it?
It doesn't say
Right,
anything
see,
about him.
That's what I
liking it
mean.
or
Like,
not.
so when she did it the first time, did he like it then? And then you stopped doing it, so maybe he felt like, oh, she don't want to do it anymore. And now you're like doing this fresh thing, and he's thinking like, well, who's it for? Because you stopped doing it for me.
Yeah, there
She's
might have-
redoing it for you.
and this happens with both sexes in a relationship too. Sometimes people get complacent where he might be holding a grudge because she might have used to do it all the time.
Right.
Because this is the other thing. She's just explained all this with the internet. Has she explained all of this with him?
Right,
Because
right.
couples do that. Like they'll forget to tell the other person, or they won't feel comfortable telling the other person, or some people don't want to share too much even with their partner, which is always odd to me. But I guess then I'm probably an oversharer in my situation. But they might have never even had the conversation over who likes it, why she stopped doing it, all that other stuff. So he might be feeling like she used to do it, she stopped doing it. I don't discuss it with her, but I'm holding something.
Right, holding something there.
I'm holding something because she's not doing it anymore. And then she does it again, and he's like, well, this can't possibly be for
Right.
me.
It's not for
You
me.
know?
Like, who is it? Who is it? I mean, if she really was doing it for somebody else, wouldn't she try to hide it from you, maybe? Like, cut the lights out. I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if he sees this, he's gonna know it's for somebody else. So, can you turn the lights off, baby?
That's so funny
I wanna do
because
it a lot
a
of the nights
girl
off.
trying to hide her freshly shaved pussy is like a kid trying to hide that he ate chocolate. Like, no, I didn't. Let me feel it.
Yeah.
Let me feel it.
I don't want you to go down there.
didn't-
Just give it to me like real raw. Like, you know, just kind of really deflect him from going down on her, or, you know, cutting the lights off. There's ways to kind of deflect in between, you know, party time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I think it
perhaps.
really just comes down to you got to find out why. Like, what was the communication like before? Do you guys talk about everything? Like I said, does he know why you stopped shaving? And then, as you said too, sometimes work gets in the way, so you might be on a not constant shave schedule, so it might pop up every now and then. But if you guys aren't talking about that, if you're not open about communication, he might, like I said, just be this pops up fresh every 4 months. What's going on? Now
Right.
he's trying to connect dots that aren't connectable.
Right.
You know,
He's totally got a whole investigation with a kit out that's like, there's no
Exactly.
crime scene here, but
Yeah,
you're
he's
making
that
a crime
meme
scene.
of that dude, you know, with the red strings together on the wall, looking back like, what is going on?
Well, it's 1342.
Yeah.
We're right here in Atlanta, and then we go over here, and that happened over here in Savannah. Like, what are we doing right now?
Or he's cheating on you, or you're cheating on him. We
Right.
don't know.
Right.
But
Someone's it's infidelity, or just a lack of communication, or just overthinking on everybody's part here.
yeah, it's a lot. But I would say, you know, instead of asking the internet, you got to ask him. I mean, thank you for asking the internet because you gave us stuff to talk about. But
Right.
instead of asking the internet, you got to ask him and just be like, babe, why would you think that this wasn't for you? And that's what I want to know too. Like, you revealed it to him in what way? Like,
Right.
he, you know, whatever. Like, he's sitting down watching TV and like you pulled the towel off, or like
look what I
because
did.
it seems almost like you unveiled in like a,
Right.
hey babe,
Babe.
check this out. Like this
Right.
is, we're about
She
to
did it
do
thinking
something.
she didn't get the reaction that she thought she was
Yeah.
gonna get. Like, "Pfft, Who's that for?
Yeah, like he was about to put exactly. Like, you thought he was going to put a bib on and go to town, and he just
Right,
went,
which seems in a healthy relationship seems like something that's a go.
Yeah.
She comes and does that to me like, all right, I see what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you doing it for me, man. It's like, come on, bro. I mean, if she's trying to put a spark back of something that was lost, and you're not kind of catching that, then it almost seems like if that's real, what is laid out the way it was, then yeah, you have a conversation because maybe there's some unhappiness on his behalf. Even,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
let him know why you haven't been shaving if you haven't told him that.
Right, because that
Right?
whole description of the breakouts, does he know all that? Or did he just think he got cold turkey? Did she just stop doing it for me?
Because who knows? This might have been one of those relationships that has descended so far into like, you guys have sex when you put it on the table. So he's almost a defeated man of like, I don't know what's going on with this pussy. I haven't been there often. I haven't, like when you get back to the gym and you haven't been there in a while, and you're like, they got some new equipment.
Right,
you
it's
know?
unrecognizable. It's funny, man. I talked to an
They
old timer.
painted in here.
We were joking. I was joking around with an old timer one time, man. You know, they always give great little tidbits they always throw out there. And somebody was saying, he goes, I was talking to this lady, and she told me, oh, it's been so long for her. Now, this guy's well in his 70s, probably 80. You know,
Yep.
he's not doing anything anymore. But he's like, he goes, she said, oh, it's been so long, I wouldn't know what to do. His response was, he goes, it's been so long for me, I wouldn't know what it was. I'd throw a rock at it. You know, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, has it been that long in there, bud, that it's unrecognizable and you want to huck a rock at it? Like, yeah, get that. What is that?
Right?
I don't even notice this foe.
This foe.
Friend from foe, you might not know.
Exactly. That's so funny. Is this friend or foe? I don't know.
And the name of this episode is
Exactly.
Friend
Is
or
the
foe.
vagina your enemy?
Right. I did watch a movie called Behind Enemy Lines. Lou Gossett Jr. He played an alien. I loved it. He was a male
Goss.
alien. Then he was a pregnant alien. I don't know. Dennis Quaid. Look it up, nigga. I don't make this shit up.
Queasy.
I'm an old school 80s movies kind of guy. And
love it.
Lou Gossett Jr. was a pregnant male alien. I think this kind of ties into that. I'm not sure. Maybe he's
Because
a
nobody
pregnant-
knows what's going on.
He's a
That's-
pregnant male alien is the reason why he didn't like it.
That's got to be it.
Makes
That's why
sense.
he couldn't recognize it, couldn't scan it.
He
right?
couldn't scan it properly, like
well,
a cyborg. You know,
facts.
that scanner's, the surface is wrong, the heat coordinates, it's like the predator.
Heat coming off of that thing.
You know what I mean? Maybe he's got like predator vision. It's like,
Right?
I don't know that thing.
But, I mean, it's, like I said, I know the writing online, but there's like movie moments in there of, yo, you went to commercial on us. That's what happened. It's like, and then the big reveal, and then,
Tune in
the
next
credits
week.
came up. This is the end of The Sopranos right now. That's what
Right.
happened to
And
us.
it's like the series might be ending, and now I have to wait for next season, which is probably about 8 months away.
Exactly.
So let's not do that. Let's end it on a good note.
Bring it back.
Bring it back. Wheel it in. Bring it back. Come rewind.
Come rewind, because
Oh, man.
that should never be a sad moment. You know what I mean? Unless that's not your thing. But it doesn't seem like, because it seems like
And
he
she-
would be
and-
more
right.
happy if it wasn't your thing, because then you
And-
wouldn't be doing it anymore. And
And
he
this
would.
being his woman, did she say how long she was with him? She didn't, right? Because then it's like, you should know your man.
I mean, it says husband.
Husband, hello.
I mean-
hello, we're married. Enough
Yeah.
said. You should know your man. So obviously, if you're going to do that and you know he doesn't like it, then that's stupid.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But also, like when during the times when it's not shaved or trimmed or any of that. That's what I'm saying. During those times, is he just going to town? Like, is he popping up with hairs in between his teeth? Like, fuck yeah, babe, I love this shit. And then you're like, spitefully shaving? Is this what we're talking? Listen, we got to fill time. We're just grasping for straws, man.
What's your preference? I got. Let's go into that a little bit. I don't. I'm going to speak out here personally. Sorry, babe. But me personally, I'm not a complete shave fan. I know a lot of people are like, dude, how could you? But me personally, I'm not.
I like it on the back of my neck. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Like the smoothness of it, I think I go into a weird mental place. Like, I don't know, this feels like I need maturity, in my own head. But the feeling is great, so I understand the smooth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand the smooth connection, skin to skin, bone to bone. But visually, I'm like, I don't like that. I like a little runway. I want to land that plane. You know what I mean?
Pete
It's just
Rock
me,
and
personally.
CL Smooth. I'm anything but a fully. You know what I mean? Like,
Right,
if
no,
it's
no Jungle Boogie.
if it's shaved, I'm great. If there's an S curl, I'm great. If there's a pattern, I'm great. If there's one single dreadlock, I'm great. If there's
what a mullet.
if there's a California crazy patch on it, I'm great. If there's bangs, I'm great. If give me full shaved, I'm fine. I'm a big fan of putting the back of my neck on it, soothe it. If it's like you said, trimmed with a patch on there, if there's a landing strip, that's all fine.
Heart shape is great.
But 1974, not for me. Not for
It's weird, man. Maybe because my first like porns as a kid seen before I even seen what a real one in real life was like, is that what they're supposed to? It's just there. It's like, all right. So I think it's kind of attractive, but then it's like when you kind of become that old enough to actually get involved, it's like, yeah, I don't like that. You know what I mean? It's a lot going on. Things get captured in there. You get little fucking dingleberries.
That's what I was going to say. It's a lot going on. There's a lot of room for things to be that aren't, there's a lot of storage.
Right. A lot of Venus flytraps, catchers.
Yeah.
There's little catchers, lint catchers. There's a lot going on down there. And but I get it's natural. But, sometimes I try to trim a little bit for you, baby, because I don't need you to get it's there, it's assaulting you. You don't need that. So I try to bring it down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, sometimes you got to.
Yeah, but the jungle boogie's crazy.
Yeah.
Like wild weeds, that's
I know. I don't want to have to find it. That's what I'm saying. If you get to the Christmas tree and all your gifts are somewhere hidden inside the Christmas tree, you're just going to be like, yo, come
trying to make
on.
it to the riverbank and not be able to not find the water.
Exactly.
Come on, man. When you make it to the riverbank, I'm supposed to know where the river is.
You can lead a horse cock to water. I don't know the rest of that joke. I don't
make
know.
them piss in a ravine.
Yep.
I don't.
That's
something
what
like
it is.
that. You know, they get
Can't make them drink.
Make them drink. Horse cock to a water.
Like, share, subscribe.
Yeah, natural could be cultural as well.
Yep.
I'll tell you another natural thing that you can't do because I've tried it and that natural deodorant is in there, bro. It is in there.
I haven't tried that.
Man,
It's
don't.
just your natural pheromones? Is that what it is?
No. It's deodorant without aluminum in it because aluminum gets in your body. You're not supposed to, and it just everything gives you cancer. But the problem is like what you need with the antiperspirant and the deodorant is to stop you from sweating underneath your arms to smell like a hot bag of shit. Now,
Right.
so there's a couple of natural deodorants out there, and maybe in the winter, right?
It's a seasonal stick, nigga.
Absolutely. There you go. Seasonal stick. But abso-fucking-lutely not on a summer day could you have that shit on and just, he got that shit on, though.
You got it on, though. Or do we have it on? If you can't tell, you probably don't.
That's the problem.
Right? He got it on, but I can't tell he got it on. And I get it, man. Some people find it very, it's a cultural thing, right? So some go into the whole natural funk. I even heard in some countries that the muskier, the more attractive, like the guy is, or vice versa. The lady can be too.
Well,
the more natural funk they have, it's kind of an attraction.
Let me tell you something. The muskier the man is that tries to sign you up for new cell phone service in the middle of a Target isn't the most attractive, no matter what the bill is.
To somebody, what you said in the Friday After Next, I know somebody who like it. Somebody probably does.
I'm sure there is.
I tell you who don't like it is my nose.
Yep.
Okay. The nose is just like, it's pungent, man. It's pungent, man. But
then there is the other side too. Like if you are 10 spritzes in, leave me the fuck alone. You know what I mean? Like leave me. What did Sebastian Maniscalco say? He's like, it's 3 spritz and a walkthrough. Like that's all you need. That's all you need.
You know what I mean? It's like I gotta get 7 at the ankles. Give me 4 at the kneecaps. Don't forget 2 at the bows.
Oh,
now we're 20 in. You wonder why you run through your smell good so fucking quick. Why do I just bought this bottle? Well, if you stop fucking dumping half of it on one session, you'll probably be all right.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's get it together.
That's crazy. All right, I got another one in the same vein of questions. This is Ask Men Advice. This is the subreddit Ask Men Advice.
We here for
Question for men that are 40.
Okay.
What causes the decrease of wanting to have sex with your partner? My boyfriend and I used to have a sex life. Now it's once a week. He always plans to have sex with me the next day and then says, I promise tomorrow. He does work a difficult job, but I just don't understand why he wouldn't want to relieve stress. Maybe am I the problem? Do you have any ideas? Okay, there's a couple of ways to go with this. One, because this is a lot of people now, he might be addicted to porn, straight up. If homeboy is cranking it, especially after 40, I have there are many more days when I only bust one nut after 40 versus when you were like 20 and you'd be like, yo, I'm cranking off 7 today.
Ready to go.
You know
Ready
what I
to go.
mean?
The soldier's ready.
So I'm saying if homeboy is, he's home from work at 3, you're home from work at 5, if he cranks one out, there's a good chance it's not happening that night, And if
Tank is low.
homeboy's addicted, exactly, tank on E.
Tank on E. It's hard to get back
I think
in
it
there.
was Lil Boozy that said, gas tank on E, no drinks on me, wipe me down.
And then he could have a good old-fashioned ED. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Could be that. It
They
could
got
be.
Rose Sparks now, the Blue Chew. There's many different items besides just the old Viagra. You know what I mean? There's a couple other items that are in the game. I have not tried them, so luckily I'm still going.
Yeah,
That's
same.
just the right
I
thing.
always worried about if I did, then not being able to go back. You know what I
Right.
mean? Of like,
I know,
if
once you
I
start-
use that shit and I get a diamond tip, right? If I use one
It's
and
like-
I catch a diamond
Right.
performance,
I'm talking about knocking shit down when I
Yeah.
walk through the room.
me, I'm too. Exactly. I'm talking the cat's trying to swipe at it. You know what I mean?
What is? Like, hold on. I can't even step out the room for an hour or two.
I'm talking about. I got a fucking wet bath towel on the thing.
with a towel rack.
Exactly. No, but yeah, I was always worried about that. Of like, if I ever tried that shit, and then you go into like, because I overthink too much as it is. And I interrupt myself in the middle of a fucking sentence. That's how I think too fucking much. That is not a brag. That is an unfortunate event. But I had always thought like, yeah, if I try that shit, the next time, all I'm going to be thinking about is that time. You know what I mean? Of like,
Now I'm
so
addicted.
the hardness, is it the same? Is it different? Do I still have
Right.
residue from the old time?
Right.
Like,
It's
man.
like, now do I have to continue to get on that train to fight and go and chasing that high? Because
Yeah.
it's just like crack. You smoke it once and you're chasing that high. You know, and that's what they say. I've run into many people that were crackheads, and this is how they explained it to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what's the big thing? That first high. That's
first
what
thing.
they're chasing,
Yeah.
man. So it's kind of like you take that pill that first time, and it's like, wow, that was amazing.
Yep.
I haven't had one of those in 20 years, and I need that now. Now it's like you
Yeah.
might get side effects from those fucking pills, man.
That
You
too.
know? And the side effect might be I can't do it without it.
Exactly.
That's a big one,
Yeah, that's a tough.
especially if you're still going. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you're still going, don't even use the pill.
If you're, I know exactly. Like my thing would be, unless you absolutely can't. But I mean, because there's
Right.
also dietary stuff that you can do. Like,
true.
man, eggs.
Natural herbal.
Eggs will help you.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, yeah, exactly. They say so. Herbal stuff too. Horny goat weed, stuff like that.
Some naturals,
Beetroot. Beetroot opens up, your
vessels.
your vessels. And that's what it is down there, is just a vessel. But in terms, to get back to this thing of, man, also testosterone. Testosterone's
Yeah,
big,
test
especially after 40. I do testosterone replacement because there was a time, I went to hey man, I'm tired all the time. Check my shit. I had low testosterone, back up to the medium level.
Boost me.
Also, especially if there is something to that effect, homeboy just might be straight up embarrassed about it.
Right.
On like, now that mental game is strong. That
Yeah.
mental game is too strong.
He's like,
you know?
I tell her I feel defeated, and then she's gonna cheat probably. I mean, he could be going down a rabbit
That's
hole.
a quick jump. That's a quick fucking jump. Jesus.
But there are minds that run like that.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
telling her it's embarrassed that that she's gonna step out on me, and that's just how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
I don't know, or he's working so goddamn much that he can't even think about
That
intimacy.
that stress
Yeah.
hurts, man. Because
Yeah.
and that's what they say with everything. Like, man, if you get an ulcer, if you have anxiety, if you have, everybody does that easy toss out of just like, yeah, just lessen your stress. Watch the stress. Like, well, that's not,
Right. Sometimes it's
No,
just
I'm stressing
it's
about that.
Right. It's not an Amazon buy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I can't just buy a non-stress factor.
Yep.
It's there. You got to wean off that shit.
Like you said, he does work a difficult job. Is that physical? Is that
Right.
just
Physically demanding, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's a fucking construction worker or something, and it's like he don't got it in the tank.
Exactly. Yeah. If you're coming home every day, completely exhausted, it's not an excuse because you still do have to keep your partner in mind, and it's not,
Right.
It's not all about one partner or the other
Maybe
partner.
you'll tell him, say, baby, just sit back and I'm gonna take care of this.
Yeah.
Maybe he wants you to do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like he don't have the juice to initiate, and maybe you just gotta like, saddle up.
But where I am at with it, to combat that a little bit is
Tomorrow
his
shit.
excuses.
Yeah. That's a little bit much.
He always tells me he always plans to have sex with me the next day, then says I promise tomorrow. So that's one of those
the
things
planning
where
shit is where it gets a little sticky.
yeah, planning is tough for sex unless you know what this is one thing I saw on the internet and it does work out very well. If you're gonna go out for the night and you know you're getting home late, have sex before you go.
It's true.
It's the best shit ever. Just
I know where this is going. Now we're not gonna make it. Let's get right now.
Just exactly
Right.
like because you know what, I don't want us to be coming home too tired.
Yep.
Perhaps one of us wants it more than the others.
Yep,
Perhaps
yep.
we had something to eat, then came home
Right.
and everyone's
Put a couple
feeling-
drinks in because I know I
Yeah.
like to sip a little bit and indulge, and it's like that wind down after sipping is just like you in the midst of sipping when you're like you're frisky, but
Yeah.
that wind down from sipping it ain't happening.
That after like once you've switched to water,
yep, no,
you don't want it.
All you want
Once
is
you
your
hit
bed.
the fridge after,
right?
fucking
I'm telling
a
you,
couple
all you
drinks.
want is your bed.
So this is also something that you got to go with is you have to say, hey babe, you keep saying tomorrow, and then tomorrow you say tomorrow. Can we
Right.
talk about that?
Right.
I really want it with you, blah, 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 all that other stuff. Like, also let him, and you're not doing anything wrong. What I'm doing is giving a suggestion right now. Let him know that he's wanted. Because this is what I like is like, you're looking like, hey, am I the problem? Any ideas? Give me something. You don't
She
seem
wants
to
find
be like,
a solution.
if this, she wants it. She said, we used to have a healthy sex life. Now we're down to once a week. During that once a week, what's going on? Is it great? Is it good?
Right.
Is he just like
Get it
trying to
over
get
with?
it over with?
Right,
Is he
right.
like, he's on his phone the
It
whole
might
time?
get mundane, and it might be that too. It's just
Yeah.
like you might have to spruce it up a little bit.
Mhm.
You guys
There-
have to, tie each other up, whatever. Kind of discuss some other freaky things you might want to do and indulge in. Maybe things you used to do or something new.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
But I would definitely try to figure out and talk about, because for me, in my opinion, like I said, this screams porn. This screams like he's addicted to porn or something like that, and he's just doing the other stuff perhaps to get off, and you might not be included, unfortunately.
Right.
And it's that you got it. Like they were talking about, there's kids in their teens and 20s that have erectile dysfunction because all they do is jerk off to porn. Like,
too much.
if you're expecting porn, that's, you know what I mean? Like, that's that certainly,
Basically, what he's saying is it's gonna break.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you have all that stimuli, but like, listen, if you're just like, I can only get off to watching, 8 girls on one guy at once, and then you go and try to have sex.
Right.
I remember.
Right, that's true.
I'm
Which
big
is
on-
the kind of thing you're into, and it's just like you're coming to a regular world of just us
Yeah.
missionary. And it's like, no, I like fisting, and she won't let
Exactly.
me do that.
Yeah. I'm trying to tie her up and punch her in the side of the head, but she just wants to have sex. No, but I'm big into biographies and a couple of rock stars and wrestlers that I've seen where they're talking about like, man, like you try to be faithful to your woman, people cheat on their women, especially in the entertainment industry.
It's thrown at them all the time.
And they're
half the
like,
time.
so picture this, all right, you're on the road, you get with some ladies. Then it's, now you got 2 at once. Now you got 2 at once with toys.
Feeling like
Now
a
you
king.
got 2 at once with
Right.
toys and you're just watching. Then there's a third one. Then there's, so you do all this builds up. Then you go home to your wife.
right.
It's not going to go well.
Right. and That's
You know
true.
what I'm saying?
You
Like-
just had a crazy experience, and at home we'll never recreate that.
Yep. And then
you chase that high. That one
You-
high, I'm telling you, like crack.
yeah, sex crack. Then you get home and you imagine your wife's just like, why can't you get it up for me?
Right.
Whew, that's
Yeah.
not going to go well.
It's me or you're cheating on me. That's usually
Mm-hmm.
gonna. Is it something I did wrong? And she's asking the right questions.
Yeah.
You just gotta ask him.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just like, and of course the response to so many of these is like, of course, talk to your partner. Yeah, that's certainly to be said, but talk to him about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and maybe even try to lessen the stress. Man, hit him with a massage. Hit him in the shoulders one
Right.
time, man.
Yep.
Maybe instead of sex, maybe just take care of him one night, see how that goes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, because if this dude's
one
like,
of the-
babe, just I'm not in the mood for a blowjob, just get away from me,
Yeah,
babe.
no, that's,
you know,
I
like,
know. Try that one there. Yeah, that
try
one's
to try to service him one night, see how that goes. You
Yep.
know,
You got to put on a little kinky maid outfit or something, and just kind of like, I just need you to sit there.
Yep.
Let me do this work, and you know what I mean. Like, oh, okay, that's part of the sprucing it up a little bit. You know,
Yep.
maybe things can just get like, all right, go get dressed. We'll do the missionary.
I know.
You know,
because that's why I want to know, like, how is it the one day a week? Because I don't like the push it off till tomorrow,
Right.
because that almost seems like it's a conversation to be had that is never going to be had unless you bring it up. Like, if he keeps pushing it back, if he keeps pushing it off, then you gotta, babe, okay, what's up? You know,
up, right.
like we gotta talk.
we gotta talk. It said things ain't what they used to be.
Because somebody does comment here of, I still want to have daily sex, but my significant other does not. I'm 45. But like you had said in this, we used to have a sex life. Now it's once a week. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I'm assuming you guys were 3 days a week, something like that.
Yeah,
You know, every other day is amazing at any age, you know?
I tell you, man, the over 40 daily is a big task. I don't know. I mean, I don't. Daily is just after a certain age too. It's kind of like, you know, the tank can run low on people.
Yep.
It's like getting a couple times a week, you're in a good place. If you're
Yeah.
over 40, you're getting a couple times a week, you're in a good place.
See, she did react to a comment here. This comment says, I don't understand this either. Do you think it's possible for him to be cheating? She said, we live together. He is always home. Unless he's lying to me and stating otherwise. I highly doubt it, but I don't know. This, I'm not saying I'm right, but this
Right.
to me is, dude, he
He's
works at home. He's cranking
Right.
it.
He's excited about something else.
Yeah.
And he could have a secret fetish. That's true, though. You know what I mean? Of who knows? Eels in somebody's butt. I don't know. Like,
She responded to another one. This says, I don't know, you'd have to ask my ex. She's the one with the decrease, not me. That said, constantly being told no will make one not bother to try. Doesn't mean he doesn't want it. And she says, I'm the one who wants it. It always seems like he's too tired. Listen, if he's working from home, I think he's cranking it. I think he's cranking it at home. I think by the
He's got a
time you
different
get
fetish.
home, he's tossed two off to the side, and
I
it's
mean,
just
you
like,
can be a
nah.
5'7" blonde American gal, and he can be into 5'3" Asian women. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, he can have a whole different bucket that he's really tapping into, which is unfortunate. But you kind of, like you said, only dumb question is one not asked, right?
Yeah.
You got to figure out what's going on. You got to have that conversation.
You know, and it might be sexy as fuck if you guys did. Okay, cool. He admits to it. Whatever. Yo, sext during the day.
Right,
Tell him to hold that nut for you when you come home.
right.
That's gonna be crazy.
Let that build up.
Let that build. Which might be the name of this episode is Let That Build, and we might have a song called Let That Build, because
Let that build.
you got to let that anticipation build, because, like I said, listen, I'm just going with, man, he's self-serving himself, because there's no reason that he's at home, you come home, and he's just like, eh.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Is he
but
totally
of course,
turned off?
there's so many different things. Like,
Ooh.
how many things have changed in the relationship? Has somebody gained 30 to 40 pounds?
Right.
Have somebody, you know, but what I'm saying
does
is,
he have a secret? Is he gay? No, stop. That's a whole nother bucket. That's some Lifetime shit. My
Someone's
bad.
got a secret.
That's a Lifetime episode right there. I mean, and make a good movie is like, I wonder what happened. Then find out he was with Ralph. You know what I mean?
Open the closet. Hiding in the closet.
Yeah. But like I said, you know, libidos run low for people at times too. He could be just
Yeah.
stamina drained. Maybe he's just, I don't know. I don't know what that's like because I'm not in that space yet of feeling like, I don't want to.
Yep.
Maybe he's just that. Maybe he's not even jerking off the porn. Maybe he's just not into it anymore.
Like you said, high stress job. Could
Right.
definitely get
Yep.
into it.
It just deflates the ball sack.
Yeah. I think you got to ask for some honesty, and I think you got to try some different tactics. You know what I mean? Like you said, spice it up. You don't got to bring the eel, but bring the crawfish, something like that.
Right. Put a little pincher on his butt. I like that. Slap him on the ass. Tell him good game. He might be into that shit.
Are y'all into the? Have you explored each other's fantasy? Like, can y'all talk about what you like during sex?
Right.
Because some people that like our grandparents' generation, like, yeah, we've been married 50 years. I never heard her fart. You know what I mean? Like, so what's your sex like?
Yeah,
You
they're
know what I mean?
definitely not. It's like, all right, missionary, go. It's like a 50-year relationship of somebody old school was like 2 positions.
Yeah.
Missionary, doggy, done.
And Doggy was probably a like wild night. You know what I mean? Like Doggy was
Right.
probably just like,
I know.
it's your birthday.
I know. And then it's like, you can't get on top because it's like, no, there's no command here. I'm the man.
Yep.
I command.
I would say spice, like, because it sounds like you guys don't. Yo, next day you go to work, send them that sext at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Send them, I
Change it
want
up a little
that
bit.
blank when I get home.
Right.
Like, I want you to, and
Yearn
even
for him.
say, I want you to hold that nut till I get home. And I
Right.
want it as soon as I get home. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, go in on some just like, try to fulfill perhaps what he's doing. You know, even if you guys don't talk about it, he doesn't, you know, and I'm not saying this is the exact issue that, but in my mind, I'm like, if your lady wants to have sex with you and you're just like pushing it off, something else is going on. Like you said,
Right.
perhaps the ED, perhaps the testosterone, perhaps you're just,
Work,
you know,
could be jerking
stressed,
off.
perhaps you're jerking it, but I would try to spice it up in a different way. You know, I would try to hit it from a different
Right.
angle.
Give more angles, like Drake's
Yeah.
song.
Because you know what? He's not tired at 9 a.m. He's not tired at 1 p.m. You know,
Right.
you need to find that tired spot
Right,
because
it is. If his job's stressing him, like you said, catch him before you go to work.
Yeah.
If you have that chance, if your schedule's aligned that way, catch him before you go. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
yo, I know you're trying to put your tie on, but yo, while you're getting dressed, let me top you. You know how great he's gonna go into
Exactly.
that fucking office at work.
Skipping
Like,
to work.
what's going on? All right, let's deal the deals. You know what I mean? Let's fucking. He's gonna have a good day. His coworkers will thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like his performance. His boss is like, yeah, man, you really performed today.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
And
she did.
as you said too in one of these responding to the comments that, you know, he is home all the time. You know what? Maybe get out. Take a walk together.
Yeah.
You got to get into the air sometimes. You got to get some grounding. You know what I mean?
Take your shoes off, get in the grass.
Exactly.
Real shit.
So I think there's a switch in the schedule could help. Yo, book a hotel.
Yeah.
Babe, all right. Well, I know we're too tired, man. We're stressed out. We're in the grind. This weekend, let's hit a hotel.
Yep,
You know
date
what I
night.
mean?
Get a nice
Date
evening
night.
out. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Get a nice evening out. Plan that. You know what's gonna happen. If he don't want it after date night, there's some real serious situations.
I know. Like I said, if you book a hotel and he's like, babe, I'm too tired, then we really got to talk.
Yeah. That's something different. If you, especially
Like I
if you
said,
putting
what's his
effort-
favorite drink? What's his favorite meal? What's his favorite whatever?
You know this person.
Give him, what did Usher and somebody else say? It was like, take me on a date. Take your man on a date.
Take him on a date.
Take him on a date.
Well, wine and dine that nigga.
Get him exactly. Get him his favorite
Don't be
drink.
afraid. Don't be afraid to do that. It's
Get him
fine.
his favorite food.
Yeah.
He got a sports team. He got something, man.
Come on.
Wine and dine this cat real quick.
Come
Why
on.
not? See what's up. Because I'm only putting this to you. I'm not putting it all on your shoulders, but like which I very much appreciate. You're just like, I don't want this to die. We used to have a great sex life. Let's spark it back up again. You know what I mean? Can you think of something that you guys used to do that you don't do anymore? Sex, yes. But what I'm saying is, can you think of something that was like, damn, and then we used to, massage each other. We used to shower
Right,
together. We used
right.
to something.
There's something
Take it
that's
back.
you got to look, really reflect and see where something might have went wrong. Where was that when it was hot, it was hot. And I know it's like things change, right? Life changes, things happen differently. But even just where that spark was, find that.
Yeah.
Or recreate it into a new.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell you what, my lady fucking come home with some Philadelphia Eagle tickets and fucking top me off. I'm building I'm building a deck right by the side of the bed. You ain't got to go nowhere. I'm gonna just
Don't
build
worry
this.
about it.
You know what I mean? Oh, you want a catio, baby? I got you. I'm gonna build it right for these cats right outside the window. You ain't got to worry.
And, if it's constant excuses after that, hey, babe, we got to, all right, what's going on?
Right.
You know what I mean?
There's
Like,
something going on. It has to be a discussion, and and he's got to give you something. Well, I just I'm just tired of excuses, nigga. Cut it out.
yep.
And then if it gets really bad, then now you got to really go into who you with. Maybe you guys growing apart. I mean, that's the tougher part.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Of like, the love is gone. You don't want to get to that point, so you want to try to get a solution before that kind of comes to a head.
Yes.
Oh, a head. That's
Bars. And there's Blue Chew, there's Viagra, there's other stuff.
There's
If by
things.
chance that's the issue,
Right.
There's testosterone. There's changing your diet. There's other
Bro,
things
get a dick pump. I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know, nigga. If you wanna stay away from the meds, you know what I mean? Go with a good old fashioned suction pump. I don't know, nigga. Like, Figure it out.
You know what? I feel like personally, I would say I've seen them at the sex shops. I've never had one, never tried them, but I feel like those used to be really popular.
They
like
were
I feel
big
like
thing.
those, you know, like how. All right, because this is the most amazing connection there's ever been. Remember how mooning was big? Like just somehow hanging your ass out the window of a moving car was just like, whoa,
It was a
let's
thing.
do this all the
Strong
time.
80s, early 90s. It was the thing. Moon
Strong-
them.
80s, early 90s. I remember like
I think 70s
hearing
started it.
about dick pumps. I remember hearing about them often. Like not amongst my group of friends that anyone was using them, but like I remember like that was a joke in popular culture. Like hearing about them, like it was much more of the lexicon than it is now. Like
Still going strong.
yeah. So what we're saying for this date night is, you know, you get him his favorite food, you get him his favorite drink, you pull out the dick pump and you say, baby, you lay back.
Let me get you right. Let me check
Yeah.
the gauge pressure on this motherfucker so I don't overinflate, nigga.
If you let me not explode your shit.
Yeah, you don't want to break it.
Exactly. If you are the comedy type, you put on the Joe Budden. You know what I mean?
Came to get it on.
I'm telling you.
Genie put it on.
Pump it up. I think that's probably the best advice you can get is get him his drink, get him his food, get him his favorite dick pump. You know, but that's
Can't deny it then.
exactly.
And now if you really do that, man, all right,
yeah.
it's time for a divorce. Now stop.
I know. Listen, if you're too tired to get your dick pumped by someone else, we got we got to go into what's
Bigger
going on.
fish going on
You got
there.
long COVID? What's happening? You can't be that tired at that point, right?
Go on. We got to get it together.
You got to pump it up. That's all I'm saying.
I think Reebok puts out one.
Oh,
They didn't stop at the sneaker, nigga. I'm telling you right now. Shaq got a line of dick pumps. Look here. What you want to do? You want to put your man meat inside that thing? You want to pump.
It's funny how it's funny how Shaq has said before, he's just like, I mean, yeah, he's like, my dick is good, but like I'm 7 feet tall, so even like 8 inches on 7 feet looks great. It doesn't even look like any, you know what I mean? I've heard him say that before.
A 10-inch dick on a 7-footer
Yeah.
looks like, hey, you got
It's like it's all right, but you know,
Now you be a 5'4" man with a fucking walking stick.
yeah.
Like, whoa! Oh man!
You
So-
bring him an autographed Shaquille O'Neal Reebok dick pump, and he still says he's too tired. End it immediately.
immediately. Get that
Immediately.
little release valve over
Yeah,
there.
but you know what? I'm done. I'll go find someone
Oh
who.
man! And if
won't
you
take
act
this
now, I
dick
think
pump
the
for
purchase comes with a free street ball.
From Five Below.
Remember the glow in the dark basketballs?
Hell
You and
yeah.
them bad boys right there. Do a little night hooping after date night.
Oh my god. A free fucking street rated.
You know, the outdoor ball. 'Cause it isn't-
The outdoor
you know what I mean?
ball.
Not the leather
Not
shit.
the leather
bro.
bound. No. Not the
Outdoor
soft
shit.
indoor joint.
Yeah, no. That shit
You
that
need that
after
street
wear
ball.
and tear becomes as smooth as a bald tire, nigga.
But makes an insane swish when those go in.
Right.
When those go in,
Woo.
wow. That's like
You ever shoot one of those in a chain net? Oh
Yeah.
my god, that's like ASMR for me, nigga.
that is. I mean, I think you know what you have to do. You know? I think we've provided plenty of outlets, plenty of examples, and plenty of paths to victory. Really is where we're at with it right now.
There's a path to victory, and it usually goes through the pump lane.
Straight through. I mean, you know, you're too tired. Bear, babe, have a sip of coffee. Like, take a nap.
Right.
You know what I mean? Hit him with, babe,
Come
you take
on.
a nap. I'm going to wake you up pumping it. You know what I'm
Shit,
saying?
You put a little caffeine in that butthole, you give him a straw.
Yeah. Isn't that what espresso was? You know, Sabrina Carpenter, wasn't that espresso? Every night,
Get that.
oh.
He got to sniff it however you
I
want to
guess
consume that shit.
That's that me espresso. You know what I'm saying? That's what that shit was.
There's ways. Don't give up. There's hope here, young lady.
Yeah.
There is hope, older lady.
You just got to
whatever.
drive the train is really what it is, to where it's like, okay, listen, if he's slacking, he's taking the back seat. You just got to be like, you know what? I'm saving us.
I think
Pull up.
Was it the Tom Hanks movie? I'm the captain now.
I'm the captain now.
You got to take that
Right?
one. I forget that movie, but
Who
you
was
know.
it? Was it Randy Quaid in Independence Day, where he was like, I'm going home. He pulled his spaceship up into the, you know what I'm saying?
gotta
You
pull
might
your
have to
ship up.
sacrifice yourself.
Pull your ship
You might
up.
have to sacrifice yourself.
Whew, see, let there be light. You see how
Wow.
that just happened? That was for you.
That's beautiful. That's a
Light.
beautiful ending right there.
It's time to go. We're cutting the lights on. This club's over.
Good. Shaq?
Yo, try the Shaq gummies from Walmart. The man doesn't stop, bro. I don't know. I see Shaq products and I immediately think, I think I got to try it.
Right.
I bought the Shaq-alicious fucking gummies from
Okay.
Walmart. And they weren't that bad. A little too tough, though. I like my gummies a little softer. But the flavors were there, Shaq, so you're on to something.
What flavor did you get?
It was a mixed berry bag.
Okay.
So
yeah.
it was like a little raz in there.
Yep.
A little blue. Yeah, because they have the sour ones, which I don't really kind of sign up for
Yep.
as much. My palate doesn't appreciate that kind of flow.
Palais.
But fuck with them Shaq gummies, the X Jumbo-licious or some shit like that.
Wow.
Let them sit out for a little bit because I think when they get fucking, when they get stale,
cold?
they get softer.
Oh,
Yeah.
softer than stale. Nice.
Yeah, it's the opposite. Usually they get harder when they're stale.
Yep.
See, we're giving you gems, right? Another gem for
That
you,
is.
young lady. You know what I mean? Let it get stale. Actually, it's probably
It's that's been the problem, I think, is that it is stale. So maybe like the lady in the first story, shave it and show it to him.
shave and show.
What are we doing? Shave and show it.
Shave and show it. He'll come around.
Yeah,
I got faith in this story, man.
Me too.
I think there's a lot of hope there.
I think so.
A lot of faith. I'm with you.
I think it can happen. I think you just have to take the ball in your own court. You have to take the cock in your own pump, and I think you'll be able to do it.
That's it. And they got the electrical one, so if your hand gets
Wow.
fatigue, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Just fucking button that thing.
Yeah.
Button. Back to a Joe Button reference.
Back to Joe Budden. That's all it is. Pump it up.
They don't get it.
I think you're in good hands. Allstate.
Damn it, another hand joke.
Telling you.
There is a fucking largemouth bass that just jumped. Scared the shit out of me. Like there was a kraken back there. Good God. Okay. River talk.
Lady, you're in good hands here on the Just Bake podcast. Man, until next week, I don't even know what to say.
Pump it up.
Down in the basement, shadows deep. Tools of change where secrets keep. Chrome and plastic, a curious gleam. A revolution born from a fevered dream. Pump it up, feel the fire rise. Reaching heights, breaking skies. No shame, no fear, just a drive to climb. Pump it up, it's your time. In the mirror, a stranger stares. Grids of doubt, whispers and glares. But the power's here in my own hand. Breaking barriers, taking a stand. Pump it up, feel the fire rise. Reaching heights, breaking skies. No shame, no fear, just a drive to climb. Pump it up, it's your time. In the mirror, a stranger stares. Glints of doubt, whispers and glares. But the power's here in my own hand. Breaking barriers, taking a stand. Pump it up, feel the fire rise. Reaching heights, breaking skies. No shame, no fear, just a drive to climb. Pump it up, it's your time. Steel and will together they bind. Leaving hesitation far behind. This is the anthem, this is the cry. Pump it up, reach for the sky. Tshirts.